Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tim, High Noons Vinyl, your friendly neighborhood vinyl guy. The true host of the show, Oliver, is with me as well. It's that time of year again. It's the beginning of the year. It's the 2023 vinyl tag. That's where we come up with 20 questions. You pull the records, talk about them. Great way to do new content. If you haven't jumped in before with anything, I highly urge you to do so. You can always do a hashtag vinyl community, hashtag vinyl tag 2023, so people can find it. If you search it, it's a great way to get out of there and get out of your shell or get back into the game. Robert Walker, he put together these questions, and they are real questions, because if they weren't real questions, I wouldn't be able to do that. So let's jump right in, shall we?
Your favorite album of 2022?
So my favorite album of 2022 was None of Your Business. You should have watched it on my other video that I uploaded a day or so ago. If you missed that video, we don't accept that. Sorry. So there will be a link down below to that video, as well as to Rob Walker's original tag. But if you would like a hint, there it was. If you didn't see it, tough, go watch the video. You will see my choices for 2022.
An album from the last artist you saw live?
2022 saw a return to several concerts, which was great. But the last concert that I went to, the missus and I went and saw Lindsey Sterling. It was a fantastic violinist. She's also a dancer, singer. She's really like a quadruple threat, because she's really talented. She's funny. She came through and did a holiday themed show, and it was absolutely spectacular. It was a wonderful night out for myself and for the missus. We really enjoyed it. Kind of put us in the Christmas spirit. A lot of fun. If you're not familiar with Lindsey Sterling, highly recommend you check her out. She's got a little bit of an electronic edge to her playing. So it's not like classical or that type of thing. It's very fun. Lots of stuff on the internet about her, so check her out. Lindsey Sterling, the last show that my wife and I actually went to. So
The first album was the best.
You know what? I'm going to quote Andrew from Tales from the Crate. Andrew, if you're watching this, we miss you. Please come back soon. Hopefully you're doing well. Numerous times bands have that chance to make that first impression, and follow-ups can be hard. Not saying this band only delivered on their first album, but they never quite topped it, and that's Wu-Tang's Enter the 36 Chambers. I mean, gritty, very unorthodox beat structures, martial arts samples. They really created a whole new sound. Wu-Tang Forever I thought was a little fat. Could have been trimmed up some. Some of their later work wasn't as strong, but this is an insta classic. It must be in every hip hop collection. Wu-Tang's 36 Chambers.
An album you own on vinyl, CD, and cassette?
So here's the thing about cassettes: don't collect them. I got out of the cassette game for millions of years ago, and I have enough money invested into CDs and vinyl. If I were to get cassettes, I might be in trouble. So, however, I have 3 from DJ Shadow, his first album, Introducing. This is the deluxe edition CD, which comes with the original album and then a whole disc of bonus cuts, alternate mixes, things of that nature. So I have the deluxe CD. I have the basic reissue that was done several years ago. And that's actually going to get sent out because I'm going to gift it to somebody. And I have the half-speed master, which I just absolutely had to have. So DJ Shadow is my answer for the hat trick. Just a darn tootin' good album.
An album that starts and ends with the same letter?
Because I believe in being an overachiever, not only am I going to give you Asia, starts and ends with A, I'm going to give you Alpha by Asia, that also starts and ends with A. Because that's how we roll here.
Very pog.
Very pog.
An album from the same year you were born.
Even making records when I was born. I think they were, right?
Yeah, most likely.
Most likely. Here's two from one of my favorite bands. Yes, both came out the same year I was born.
Very pog. Most listened to album of 2022.
I don't own the most listened to album. I know, right? It's odd. I just haven't picked it up, and that would be Czarface's "Every Hero Needs a Villain," or "Every Villain Needs a Hero." Excuse me. I've gone down the deep rabbit hole with Czarface over the last couple of years. Esoteric and 7L. And Inspect the Deck from the aforementioned Wu-Tang Clan. Just fun hip-hop. A lot of great comic references, wrestling references, lots of fun wordplay. It's just fun. Definitely not safe for the kiddos, so I don't play it around him. But I've streamed that album so much because it's probably their best. I just need to pick up a copy of it, but that is definitely my most played album of 2022.
Most listened to artist of 2022.
You know me, you know my most played artist of 2022. Say it with me, Zanfir, Master of the Pan Flute. I mean, how could we go wrong? Of course, we're talking about Jimmy. Like there was ever any doubt on that.
An Australian band or artist.
Could have showed this in a later question, but I'm not. I'm going to show it now. An Australian musical artist. This is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And for you King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard fans, you're like, I don't know what this is. So this is the limited, I got this for actually as a Christmas gift from my family. Fantastic. This is the DJ Shadow remix of it's actually the DJ Shadow My Own Reality rewrite. This is the 12-inch single for Black Hot Soup on this wonderful, I'm going to take it. There's so much stuff going on so you can see the wax a little bit better. What's great about this is that is the A side, and that is the A side. It's backwards, isn't it? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, just like they did on the original single for They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha, the entire song was pressed backwards on that side. It's a trip. So
Probably real. I don't know if it's real or not. I just collect Pokemon cards.
This one I think they only made like a couple thousand. They announced it quickly, so I was lucky that you guys got it for me. So to the DJ Shadow and King Gizzard collection it goes.
A surprising purchase of 2022.
I showed this one in the 22 list as well, but I have no problem showing it because it wasn't the number one. This is Birth. There's their album, their debut album, Born. This really blew me away. A lot of 70s influenced, organ-driven prog, synth rock, that type. A little bit of psychedelic. It is just absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend you check this one out if you're into like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, as I mentioned in the last video. When I picked this up, I did feature a little bit of a couple of needle drops, but I think you can stream this online now. Really worth your time if you're into that 70s prog stuff.
I also like the butterfly on the back.
The butterfly on the back is pretty.
An artist you are complete on.
I'm not going to say I'm complete, but I have all their studio albums and I have a couple of their official live albums. But the reason why I say that I'm not complete on this band is because I'm trying to do a full run of singles with unavailable B-sides, meaning they weren't released on the album. I mean, if there was a bonus cut on a CD, that's fine. But I'm trying to get the singles that have an additional cut, and that's The Police. So I've got a few of their singles. I'm still working to try to get that. Once I have that, I would say that's a complete run, but I do have all their studio albums. Probably second would be Gentle Giant. I need one more, but it's their worst. So I'm still debating if I'm gonna get it. But the Police studio albums, I'm done.
A great 3-album run.
So when it comes to a trifecta of album run, there's no playing with me. I go right to Tribe. People's Instinctive Travels in the Past the Rhythm, Low End Theory, Midnight Marauders. This is a triple threat set of, if you're into hip hop, you gotta have these 3 albums. It's not even up for debate. If you don't have them, we need to have a talk, because to me they're just the cornerstone of what was happening with kind of what you could almost call alternative rap. I mean, it was very jazz-centric, heavy sampled, thought-provoking lyrics, but still had a foot in the streets. It was something that, you know, the hardcore heads were listening to, the kids who were more suburban were listening to, because it was still had that vibe and that groove. They really spoke to everybody, but they did it in a way that didn't feel that it was not genuine. I mean, you talk hip hop, Tribe Called Quest is always there. So that's a 3-album run for the ages for me.
Soundtrack from the 1980s.
You know what? When you think the 80s, you got to think John Hughes, and he really put quality and effort into his music, into the movies. And one that I think stands is The Breakfast Club. Don't You Forget About Me Alone is an anthem. So why wouldn't you include that one?
We lost them in 2022.
Man, we lost so many people this year, and how do you just pay tribute to one? I think the one that caught me the most in the feels, the most off guard, was Taylor Hawkins. You know, obviously just a cornerstone of Foo Fighters, and just an amazing drummer, and friend and brother to that band and to so many. He was truly a champion for music, and it was sad that we lost him.
A disappointing purchase of 2022.
I'm not disappointed in this one because of the album, because the album's great, but the quality. So pick this one up at a local, and it's not their fault, you know, and I didn't get to it instantly. And I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up here, but there was some waving in this copy of The Power and the Glory, and it's almost like makes it sound like it was recorded at the seashore. It's like you just hear this all through it, and I've cleaned it several times. I mean, I've done some serious deep cleaning, and there's this waving all throughout it, on both sides. So I don't know if it was a bad pressing or if it just got stored in extreme heat. I don't know. It's listenable. Like, I can listen to it. It's annoying. So I'm looking to upgrade this year.
A non-vinyl purchase.
I was a little confused by this one. A non-vinyl purchase. I mean, you talking about like groceries? Like, did I have to buy a tire for the car? I don't understand non-vinyl purchase. I mean, we bought them shoes. Does that count?
I guess.
Maybe. How about this? I'll just go with a CD. So I've been trying all the things I listen to, right? You know, there's still bands I'm still trying to get into and pick up. And I picked this one up. This is the Pineapple Thief. Someone Here Is Missing, from 2010. This is the 2017 remaster. I picked it up on CD with some extra bonus cuts. I have no excuse as to why I never got into Pineapple Thief. I'm into Porcupine Tree. I mean, I'm into all kinds of prog. Why not these guys, right? I mean, we can't listen to it all. But so this will be a non-vinyl pickup. More of them to come, definitely. I really enjoyed this. Thought this was a great album, but I really enjoyed Pineapple Thief.
Wait, let me go get a pineapple real quick. You found a grail.
This was a huge want, and glad that I got it. That is the Music on Vinyl reissue of Black Alicious' Blazing Arrow. Would love to get the rest of their collection on wax as well. Black Alicious does not get enough credit. Gift of Gab, Chief XL, they're part of the Quantum Crew, which was DJ Shadow, Lyrics Born, Latif the True Speaker. Fantastic stuff. If you are interested in hip hop, but necessarily don't like all the gritty stuff, check out Black Alicious. Very clever lyrics, very not necessarily spiritual in like a religious sense, but just taps into like universe themes and things like that. Very much like you can hear a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire. You can hear a lot of that type of spirituality and etherealness and stuff in their music. So glad to have that one on wax. Love that album. Excuse me. And like I said, I would love to get more of theirs on vinyl in the year to come.
Space theme album sleeve.
My co-host Dice here because this one is a space themed album sleeve. And anytime I can show Miko's Star Wars disco, I'm going to show some Star Wars disco, baby. I mean, how can you go wrong with the Imperial Attack or the Cantinus Band all discoed up and ready for some serious galactic funk? That is a space cover.
Show some VCLT or present.
So apparently I was on the good list this year. I still don't know how that happened. My family absolutely spoiled me this year. I showed the King Gizzard DJ Shadow 12-inch. The Claypool Lennon Delirium came home this year. They did a 2022 reissue of South of Reality on some seriously beautiful vinyl. That is record 1 on a mystical purple, then the mystical teal to go with it. Sounds fantastic. I love these guys. The fact that Claypool and Sean Lennon got together is just an absolute dream. It is everything you'd hope it would be. 1/3 Beatles, a little bit of Primus bass, very psyche and trippy. It's fantastic. I love this stuff. So I was really happy to spin that one. And then to the much chagrin of everybody else in the house, which means I don't play it when everybody else is awake, King Crimson Live in Toronto. This was a 2015 show in Toronto. This is Gavin Harrison is in the band at this point. This is in their official bootleg series. Just absolute amazing stuff. I'll try to zoom in on the tracks there without the glare, so people who are wanting to play at home can. But if you can look it up. It's King Crimson Live in Toronto. Amazing stuff from an amazing band.
An album from 1970.
And an album from 1973. There are so many that are going to get shown here, and anytime I can find an excuse to show off this beautiful album, I'm going to. I wish this was an original. Good gosh, I wish this was an original. This is the Record Store Day reissue of Catch a Fire from the Wailers on that wonderful smoke vinyl. Absolutely love this original cover in the Zippo form, which flips open to reveal the fire coming off the Zippo lighter.
And just the album itself.
Oh, the album itself is fantastic. I mean, talking about Bob Marley and crew. I mean, what's not to love, right? But the kicker is that the die casting was very expensive to do, and finding originals intact with that hinge is tricky at best. I think intact originals go for like $150, $200. Pick this one up when it was announced, and very happy to have it in the collection. We are absolute Bob Marley fans. Love them to death. So Bob Marley, oh, the Wailers, excuse me, Catch a Fire. And that's it. We're done. No more. We're out of questions. So I appreciate you watching. He appreciates you watching. We appreciate you watching. We all appreciate you watching. So with that, looking forward to seeing more tags. Now I can watch them now that I've made it. You know what? Hopefully everybody's having a great 2023. It's already, we're 2 days in. Nothing's major happened. Knocking on all the wood. Let's keep it going. Hopefully everybody does well and has a wonderful year. Thanks for watching. We love you all. Peace.